Welcome back, everybody, to 2v2 Saturday, which might turn into 1v1 Saturday after this game here, or the next game, I mean, here, as I do believe this is the only other 2v2 I have currently that I see that's even available. I might have a couple more in the email, but we'll take a look there. If I don't, then I will get a 1v1 out today to get a third going. So let's get the second 2v2 going. The first one you did see was the first ever Friday challenge win by a 2v2 team, which was absolutely awesome by Banjo and Sage. And we will witness Banjo and Sage one more time. Sage playing as the blue Protoss in the upper left-hand corner. His partner Banjo, as always, playing as the red Zerg in the left-hand side with him as well. And this huge base on the map of Reflection. Lots of area to build. In the lower right-hand corner, we do have the Aqua Zerg. It will be played by Apocalyptico. And the purple Zerg being played by Charnage for Team For the Win. So it should be a pretty decent game here. It is going to be Zerg versus Protoss Zerg. So got to keep an eye on that early rush of dogs, as I do know teams of Zerg do tend to do quite often there, as you can combine those early dogs on a 6 pool. Makes it pretty tough to defend, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that at all here. So we don't have any sort of 6 pool coming out here, so won't expect any sort of rush. Does look like the overlords of Banjo, as always, are going to fly out there, get themselves some good map vision. In the meantime, Apocalyptico doing the exact same thing, and his partner Charnage is going to help him out with that scouting as well here. Take a look at the good old production tab. You will see the double spawning pool does go down at about the same time as far as Apocalyptico and Banjo go here. And does look like a good man for the win, for Team For the Win. Charnage also gets his out as well there. Sage, in the meantime, gets himself a good old gateway going around, trying to get that mineral line walled off quite nice. He gets himself a gas going down for sure. And no gas going down as far as Banjo is concerned there. But at the other end, we do have a gas for Charnage. And one gas for Apocalyptico as well here. So very, very interesting. Looks like they might get into a little bit of early roaches with that nice early gas. And doesn't look like Banjo has any intention of getting any gas early, but he might like to get a few dogs out, keep a little bit of map control there, keep those dogs scouting out there. There we are, getting the Charnage Overlord into a nice looking position there. And Apocalyptico couldn't get himself into a nice position as well there. Oh, it does look like Charnage is trying to delay Sage's little pylon here. But Sage is trying to delay the expansion there is what's happening here. So he will have to slowly take that out there. So very well done planting that pylon down. Doesn't get to cancel on it, so he will leave it there for a little bit there. But in the meantime there, Apocalyptico did just expand himself somewhere else there. And Banjo at the same time gets himself a nice little exploit as well here. Map vision everywhere for both these teams here. Have stuff all over the map. Apocalyptico is sitting at the ramp there. Banjo sitting right in the base. Has a second overlord here. He will actually scout that expansion out. So that'll be very helpful for Banjo and Sage to know. In the meantime there, we do also have the Apocalyptico overlord at the other end of the map here. That is such a weird name to say. I wish he had a shorter name. Apocalyptico. Apocalyptico. There you go. Doesn't really roll off the tongue by no means there, but double gas does go down for a good man, Sage. In the meantime there, we also have the double gas for Banjo going down there. So with the scouting out that expansion there, might lead them to attack that pretty early here, try and take it out if they can. The other expansion for Charnage there will end up going down as he finally ends up taking that pylon out. If we take a look over here, hasn't quite got a Roach Warren out as of yet, but his partner, he's got his Roach Warren going here. So the good man Charnage will get a nice little Roach Warren started up here to try and get some nice early roaches on the map here. Roach Warren going down for Banjo. And we do have the gateway going down for double gateway. We are getting warp gate technology as well. So very well done by Sage. And we are getting map vision everywhere by the dogs that are finally on the map here. So looking good for Charnage there. Got himself a Naga tower to keep control of for a little bit. And keep vision right in the middle of that map. Way over here we do have Banjo with his overlord sitting at the rocks, making sure you can see whenever the opponent tries to get through there, if they do elect to do so. And way over here we do have the dog taking over the other Naga tower. So they own every Naga tower. They own the vision right across the center of the map. As you can see, that's very good vision for them. And over here it does look like we are going to send some dogs down there. So Apocalyptico does have his dogs there. And he does have, is that metabolic boost finished? Very well done there. So, oh no, he doesn't have it. Sorry, he's just got the skin form there. So he does have metabolic boost. So not looking too bad. Sorry, it's this guy over here. He's got metabolic boost. Yes, he does. That's where the wings came from. It is not his skin. There you go. So he's got his metabolic boost and is getting right into a Baneley build. So we'll go for a wall bust if there is a wall there. But they realize there is no wall. But at least you'll have those Baneleys to try and massacre a little bit of the dog army or a little bit of the Zealot/Stalker army if they end up getting that out nice and early here. And he will continue to get those Baneleys out there. Has 4 Baneleys on the map now. And also getting range level 1 is Banjo. In the meantime, their warp gate technology just finishes up for a good man Sage. So all these guys are going to macro up a little bit here, but not going to macro up too long here, as it does look like Apocalyptico is very interested in trying to get in the base there. He's going to set one dog up first so he can see whether or not there is a wall or anything. So does get the dog in, does see the expansions up, getting himself a little bit of intel here so he can kind of tell what he's going to be walking into. Partner's going to try and follow this up here. They're going to try and push forward there. They end up massacring that one dog that was in the base here. And here they are. They do have a little bit of supporting roaches with Charnage to help out Apocalyptico. And they're going to push right in there. Dogs are going to surround those roaches here. And Roach is going to get in there, try and take out the rest of Banjo's roaches. Sage is on the outside there. They're in a little bit of trouble. Very good force fields by Sage. I will say that. Very, very well done there, but the dogs get in behind it there. They end up massacring through that. Banjo and Sage a little bit of early trouble here, as we have seen many times in Banjo and Sage's game. Their early game, they tend to be a little bit trouble. Need a little bit of work on the early game, as they're already getting pressured very, very hard here. So this isn't going to go overly well. We do have a lot of roaches coming out for Banjo. So they're pushing really hard. Surprised they didn't go for the kill in the hatchery, actually, to be honest with you. But they're trying to take out as much as they can here to prevent their opponents from building anything. Trying to get rid of all these probes here as well. And do have the photon overcharges going down. Mothership, of course, trying to do as much damage as it can here. Charnage is focusing down a pylon here. He's going to focus down this pylon as well. This pylon should empower the one gateway, so very well done there. Doesn't empower the robo facility by no means there, but really doing a lot of damage. It always seems in a Banjo and Sage game that Sage is like a magnet. He attracts the early attention there, but maybe not. They're actually going to push over towards Banjo now. Banjo with a bit of an army, though. I don't think that was the best of choices. They maybe should focus down every pylon in Sage's base. They could have done so possibly, but now they're going to push into Banjo's base. But Banjo's just got too much there. He's going to push them out, but they're trying to get in beyond the middle line. They're getting quite a few drone kills, so looking pretty good here. Bring in a few more dogs. They have no more supporting army, so Banjo and Sage can fend this off. They should have a little bit of time to try and reimburse that army. But in the meantime, maybe Apocalyptico does want to keep pushing this forward here. He's sending in a lot more dogs. Excuse me, that is a ton of dogs coming in the base here. Wilds are just all a master, getting some banelings out here, and he does get the banelings out there. They're going to start pushing forward very, very heavily here. Now they're going to finally go for that hatchery, which I do believe they should have killed a lot earlier in this, and they do retreat off it. Don't want to focus it down. I think they might have had a chance to focus it down before he killed them with the roaches. Would have been very, very close. He is actually going to go back to it now. Now he's going to focus it down. Now that he's delayed the attention over there with the banelings there, and yes, he does get the kill on it. So that's a win for them to get that kill on Banjo's hatchery. Puts them up by a little bit here, as Sage is not expanded at all here either. And both of them have fully going expansions here. This one actually isn't really mining. FFF. Yes, we won't say what that means. Oh, why not? For fuck's sakes, there you go. No, there hasn't been swearing on this channel before. So there you go. So Sage there doesn't like the early. They always seem to get hit up pretty early there. Like I say, I do believe their early game could use a little bit of work. Not to say it is bad by no means. They always seem to fend it off and have very good micro skill in their base. But at the same time, they always seem to get that early pressure, and it really puts them behind the 8-ball a lot of times there. But if anybody can come back, we've seen Banjo and Sage do it so many times that it wouldn't surprise me at all here. So they have accumulated a very massive army at the other end here. Also getting the Glial reconstitution there for their roaches here. So looking pretty good there. Army's looking pretty skookum if you ask me. If we take a look at the army count here, we do have the good old 10 roaches and 2 queens, 5 banelings, 31 dogs for them there. Apocalyptico and Charnage at the other end here for Banjo and Sage. We have ourselves 1 Immortal, 1 Stalker, 4 Zealots, 4 Sentries for Sage, and 23 Roaches. Once again, Banjo loving the Roaches. Wowzer. Not too bad there. A little bit surprising after I commented last game how he loves his dogs. Usually he has a ton of dogs on the map there for a lot of their games, but now he seems to be in love with those roaches here. So they're going to start pushing out here. There's a lot of roaches moving out. Get the supporting army of Sage coming in from behind them with that Immortal, which will do quite a bit. And of course the 4 sentries will lay down some pretty nice force fields, hopefully, which should benefit them quite a bit here. They're actually going to go for the expansion, which is a little bit outside the base here, and he's going to see what he can do here. Takes down the Spine Car in a couple shots there. Takes out the Queen in 1 shot. Do have the dogs at the bottom of the map here. They're trying to get in. In the meantime, there, nice force fields being laid down by Sage here. Banjo's going to push forward here. He's going to try and chase those roaches out. There's not very many roaches. They're going to try and get some banelings in there. Banelings don't really care for roaches. Roaches don't mind being hit by banelings by no means here. But they're going to start pushing this army here, and they're going to go back and try and get the hatchery kill and try and even up that hatchery kill. But maybe not there. Banjo, there we go. Banjo is now going to target it down here. Should be able to target fire it and take it down in probably 4 or 5 shots here. That's exactly what he does, so very well done there. Puts him up by a little bit here, or at least helps him even it out at the very least here. In the meantime, Banjo has managed to expand himself one more time here. And we are going to start pushing towards the base here, as Sage still has himself 3 sentries and an Immortal and a couple of Zealots down there. So here we go, the Roach Zealot / Immortal with a few sentries is going to push into the space here. And we'll see how the force fields go down here, as they will need force fields to split up that army. And very well done with the force fields here, pushing that army back here, allowing Banjo to get some good shots off here. Looking pretty good. Might end up having this game pretty early here, before the 20-minute mark, maybe even before the 15-minute mark. Look at all those force fields. Wow, Sage is going nuts on the force field button. Finally runs himself out of energy. Now they're pushing themselves forward right into Charnage's base here. Started to focus down the good old evil chambers here, but now they're going to start to focus down that hatchery as well here. Trying to get as many drone kills as they can. And there we are. Now we're going to focus down the hatchery. Make sure Banjo gets that kill in the hatchery is exactly what he's doing here. So very well done there. They retreat the roaches out, trying to get them over to the spine core to at least help get a little bit more defense there. Let's get that unit tab out of the way here, and does force Banjo to back off, but he doesn't want to. He's actually going to continue to push forward, try and get rid of the rest of those good old spine cores. Mutas are on the field now, so they will have to keep an eye out for that, as I do not believe. Oh, there we go. There's the anti-air support there. Stalkers come in, catch the roaches on the move command there, so get a kill on Charnage. There, so very well done. And Apocalyptico has himself a little bit of a mutant count, but at the same time, I do believe that might be too many Stalkers for them to deal with here. And Stalkers are going to continue to chase him out of here, get the queen kill. They're going to try and focus down that roach warren, try and focus down the rest of the roaches here. Do end up getting a couple more spine crows out. That will definitely be beneficial to him. Of course, with that immortal in there, that should be able to do a lot of damage. But in the meantime there, Banjo does manage to focus fire them. Say's not really supporting on the good old mutas here, but finally he realizes it. He does get in there, and he'll start focusing down the mutas. So very well done there. We'll get rid of the mutas, and they're really pushing hard on Charnage here. Charnage in a lot of trouble. He does have himself a layer out, though. And they are really doing really well here. And there they are. The mutas are forced to engage this, which is not enough of them there. Banjo, in the meantime, he's keeping on that middle line, keeping all those drone kills up here. All the drones are pulled off the line here. This is really their last stand here. They're going to try and do their best. Pulls back. Banjo, let's say, is now in a great big group with both their armies here. All those drones are trying to get in there, trying to get as many kills as they can, but they will actually end up taking out all those drones. Does have a couple more mutas left there. Only the one stalker out there, so these muta might do a little bit. A couple of mutas anyways. Don't know if they're going to be enough, as I do believe they will have some reinforcements coming down, but the reinforcements are a lot more roaches. But if you have a really big, heavy ground army and only 2 mutas, there's not going to be a whole lot they can do here. They're continuing to push. They might actually end up taking out that roach worm, which will be a very big win for him here. It'd be very helpful anyways to at least prevent Charnage from getting any more roaches out. He has everything queued up to basically go over to his other mineral patch here, which is way down here. As you can see, he does end up re-expanding down there. And they really basically took out Charnage. Not much Charnage can do now. Has no roaches, can get out dogs, but that's about it. We'll take out the rest of the roaches. And so very well done there. Banjo pushing forward here. Has a couple mutas on his ass here, but they're not going to do a whole lot of good here. We'll try and take out the rest of the drones for Apocalyptico. Apocalyptico has nothing else. No more mining bases. He's in a lot of trouble. Other than the 2 mutas he has here, he does have $1,000 in the bank. But of course, he doesn't have the larva count to rebuild that army. Does have a few more mutas coming out here. They're really doing a decent job of focusing this down here. But there we go. Banjo brings in the reinforcing roaches there, and there we go. Phoenixes are going to come out to try and deal with those mutas here. Does have himself some stalkers, so enough anti-air came out of Sage here, so he should be all right. Do take out the layer of Apocalyptico. So Apocalyptico in a lot of trouble trying to get as many mutas as he can. Now that he sees the Phoenixes on the field, I don't believe that's going to go overly well for him, as Sage is microing them like a boss. So he ends up doing fairly good there. We'll continue to chase them down, make sure they don't come over here and attack this army here. And they're going to try and finish off Apocalyptico's base for the win, says that's about it there. So Charnage quits. Apocalyptico right behind him. My congrats to Banjo and Sage again. Looking good, boys. Apocalyptico and Charnage, I do give you my condolences. And I will leave you with this. If it ain't flying south, then it ain't a goose. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.